and happy day 21. Today is all about releasing, letting go, and renewing. And I turned to intimate conversations with the divine tonight, and this was the first page that showed up, and I just really appreciated the reading. So I hope you do too, and I hope you enjoy these practices that are very Qigong inspired and helpful for cleansing and renewing the energies. Confronting my frightened inner self. Prayer. Today I reminded myself of the brilliant teachings of Teresa of Avila, as I do on most days. But something today brought to mind her description of the interior of the third mansion of our soul. She said that the insidious reptile of our own stubborn nature dwells right in the middle of our body. That gut-dwelling reptile will fight to keep us in our smallest attitude, reducing us to superstitious ways of thinking, so we remain fearful of making outrageous, courageous decisions. Lord, these reptiles prevent us from acting on our inner guidance, even though we can perceive that guidance. We can always sense your guidance, especially through our gut. No wonder that the gut is the favorite dwelling place for our reptiles. Teresa said reptiles see better at night than we do, so we need to get them into the light. We need to draw out our reptiles to disarm them. So, my prayer for today, Lord, is to breathe out the reptile of my frightened self, that part of me that sees the world in small and limited ways. Fear makes me think and act in ways that diminish the quality of my life. Most of my fears, Lord, have never come to pass. These fears are truly reptiles, imaginary inner creatures that invade my thoughts like shadow figures, especially when I feel most vulnerable. But rarely have I experienced any of my fears rupturing into my life, Lord. I need to dwell in that truth and let its power dissolve my inner reptiles. Guidance. Teresa of Avila said that once a reptile of fear gets into your mind, it takes great effort to get it to leave. All of us have had experiences with reptile invasion. Once a fear takes hold of our thinking, that fear can disguise itself as ordinary conversation, even presenting as a sound and logical way of thinking. Reptiles are clever. Prayer is a way of protecting yourself from reptile invasions. That is, prayer creates a field of grace around you. Like a subtle homeopathic moat around a castle, the protective influence of a field of grace allows you to recognize fear in another person for what it is. That single act of recognition is powerful enough to generate in you a type of detachment from that individual. It's as if you drew up that drawbridge to your castle, not allowing the fears of friends and strangers to enter your energy field. That sense of detachment, incidentally, need not be conscious. In fact, it usually isn't. Grace. The grace of trust is one of the core graces of the soul. This grace has a way of focusing your attention on positive inner messages and reminders of the many ways you have always survived difficult situations. You might suddenly recall a time when you trusted your gut instincts and acted on them. Sometimes one reminder of a powerful choice you made based on trust is enough to silence your reptiles. And at the end, the passage, Lord, I have never been good at trusting others in my life. Then I realized that my lack of trust was because I did not trust my own instincts. And those inner instincts were ultimately my threads to you, to your voice guiding me. I need that thread to you, Lord, because without that thread of trust, I am driving my life without a compass. I need to weave that thread to you, one choice at a time. So, grant me the grace of trust, Lord, to act on that small inner voice that guides me ever so softly, even in the loudest times of chaos. There's a few more minutes left here, my friends. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoy. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow.